Welcome to the channel. Check this out. AirFix 144 scale SLS Artemis. The space launch system NASA is using to put people on the moon again. This is exciting times we are in, at least for me. By the end of this video you'll see a complete build. And there's the box art on the back. It's a little hard to get in. It's a pretty big box here. So that's really cool. I did buy this from ColtTVman.com, ColtTVManshop.com. No affiliation, but that's where I got this one. There's the paints and a little bit of glue there. Not sure if I'll use all that. I may use some of it though. The base. There's all the sprues laid out. And the base. Kind of hard to get it all on camera. Instruction booklet. The decals. Decals.
£112. That's without fuel, it says. But with fuel, it's going to be like 420 or something pounds. That's pretty close to what my bike weighs. This weight represents a reduction of 2 kilos, 4.4 pounds. This is the 21 and 20. This is the 22 right here.
Decal time. Alright, looks like they are, it's kind of nice sorted by where they go. Ooh, these decals are wild, tricky. Trying to get them to wrap around, stay relatively even, horizontal, vertical, whatever. The build is done. Here it is all staged out. I want to give my quick thoughts on building my first AirFix kit. We'll talk about the paint, the decals, what I think about it, and I'll put it together and we'll show it assembled, fully assembled. Real quick, the AirFix, my first AirFix kit, like I've said before, and I like it. Pretty nice. The instructions are pretty comprehensive. Just got to take your time to make sure you're, kind of figure out the flow of it. And I really like how they provide the separate sheet for the decals, where everything goes. So once you kind of learn the flow of how they are laying stuff out. Hey, it worked for me. The paintwork, you may not be impressed by my paintwork, and that's okay, because this really humbled me. I used all their paints that they provided, and the only thing I did in addition was I rattle canned the white. If I could go back, I probably would just airbrushed with some Vallejo acrylic. But I rattle canned it, and it turned out fine. It's just harder to touch up. Luckily, I didn't really have to touch anything up except for a spot somewhere over in here. And then I mixed up a little bit, like some grayish white, to kind of do the top and this band here and this lower portion. Then I kind of stopped, let the decals kind of help, because it looked really plain until you get the decals on there. I had to paint the black stripe up here, which I kind of made a mess of. I wish that was a decal. The decals, super thin, super thin. They slide off fine, but they're super thin. You gotta be real careful with them when you're putting them into place, because I had a couple of them roll up underneath each other, so I had to get more water on it and just kind of work with it, using the hobby knife and one of these little rubber things here, whatever they're called, and kind of hold it and get it in place. Get it unrolled in place, pat myself on the back when that happened a couple times after some curse words, got it rolled out. For example, like the U on this had rolled under, and I was like, oh man, that's so bogus. Got it unrolled and set in place. Come to find out, I had fingered up the other side and completely botched the U there. So be very careful. You think the decals are dried, because I kind of went in stages, worked my way down so I wouldn't be fingering it up, and I still fingered one up. So I guess I could maybe touch that with white and try to paint a U on there by hand, but I'll never get that right. So that is what it is. It's just going to be how that side is. Decals, like I said, super thin, but once you get them in place, if you're careful, they really lay down over all the curves nicely once they dry out. And I did do a couple of like about two coats of the matte finish, hit a few places 3 times to protect the decals. So the only place I did use microsol was on the NASA here and on the other booster rocket. It was laying down really well over all this bumps and grooves going through here, but it had like a few little spots that were kind of a little bit wrinkly, and so I went ahead and hit it one coat of the microsol, let that do its thing, and came back, and it looks like paint work to me. So all these decals, get them in place, they laid down nicely, conforming to everything. Just got to be careful. Enough with that. So I like the AirFix kits. It's my first one. I have another one that's Space Shuttle. I'd probably do something different with the booster, the main tank color. I may just leave it more of one color. I did attempt to, put some of this discoloration in there. I attempted the lines here, and I kind of failed at that. But I know, like, this thing, when it's out in the sun, you're gonna, like, I kept looking at pictures, and there it was always different. So I don't know if some of them were Artemis 1, Artemis 2, but even like the Artemis 1, it was like different because it depended on how long it had been out in the sun, I think. Some of it was discoloring. So just kind of pick what you want to do and leave it at that. That's it. Let's get this together and see how it looks next to the Saturn V. Alright, actually, let's see. So there's a lot more piping and stuff on this side, which is actually, I guess, the back side when it's on display, which is kind of bogus. So let me make sure I put this, with it oriented this way, the black stripe on top of the side of the booster rocket will go on this side. Now test fit them twice. Trying to not remove a lot of paint on there. So it can stay nice and tight. Got started there. Get this post down here started. There we go. That will probably be the last time I pull that one off. It's worst case scenario if they get so loose. If you're pulling them off and on, you just wind up having to either glue it or put some more paint on there, and it will kind of tighten them back up again, I guess. I kind of start in this top part here first. All right. The bottom. Oop, fudge. Sickle. There we go. Trying to be careful not to damage any of this stuff on the back side there. All right. Now, upper stage. There we go. And of course, you know, my messed up view will be on the front side. Oh, it's hard to get in camera, all in camera view. There it is. My light is kind of blowing out the white color there, but there it is on the stand. Let's get it up and compare it to the Saturn V. Okay, side by side with the Saturn V, the 144 scale Saturn V by Revell. See if I can back up enough to kind of get them both in camera frame. So the Artemis is a little shorter. And, oh, yeah. In my Saturn V build, I had originally flowed the black and white paint down on the fins, so I kind of fixed that there. I'm not the greatest at being accurate with these things, but just trying to have fun out here. Let me know if you got this AirFix kit. I do have the Space Shuttle. I'm going to probably work a few other easier models. And then try that one. Maybe some lessons learned. If you have any constructive criticism, some how-to tips and stuff for painting the orange on these, please post them down below. Thanks for watching, hanging out. Boom.